Welcome back, everybody. Silas here again. I've got all of these cars you see back here behind me, some of those cars over here, and then all of these back here behind me as well. All the way around. All of these cars have got to go. I've got them stacked up, kind of helter-skelter everywhere, and they're kind of in the way. I just want to get it cleaned up a little bit. I need the space bad. I've got them all the way wrapped up around over there. I'm not entirely sure how many cars are here. I guess I can go through and count them real quick. Looks like I have about 50 or 55 cars that I need to get moved in this area. Now there's a bunch more than that actually in this area if I go back in there further, but I'm really not worried about those right now. Mainly I want to get these ones that are out here in the open area. And the reason why is because we have a bunch of old cars that I have nowhere to put, and I don't want to crush them. I don't want to chop them up, most of them anyway. Some of them will get chopped up, but most of them I want to try to sell the whole car. But right now we have them in storage. We're paying monthly storage on them, and we don't want to keep doing that, or else it just really eats into the value of the cars. So we need an area to put those cars as soon as humanly possible, and I figured the best place for me to put them is right here where all these late model cars are. I don't work out here very often as far as processing junk cars, so these are ones that just kind of accumulated over the past 5, 6, 7, 8 months. There were a whole bunch of old cars in this area as well. I already moved most of those out and took them out back and put them in the row. Now this project is not going to get done today. It's not going to get done in one day. It's probably not going to get done in 2 days. Just whenever I have a spare moment, I'm going to run out here and work on these. And like I say, it's going to take time because I've got to go through, and before I stack them, I want to make sure, double check that all the batteries are out and all of the easy converters are out, because if there's batteries, that's a fire hazard, and if there's converters, that's a theft hazard. But I guess you guys are going to ride along with me and we'll see what we can get done. And there we go. I think I'm about done for today. Got quite the stack over there. How many did I get done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looks like 12 cars. I've got a few converters laying here on the ground. That one there, I probably can bust that one off. My Sawzall didn't last very long, although I think I have a solution to my problem. When you're running the Sawzall a lot, cutting converters, it burns through batteries like crazy. It burns through them faster than I can keep them charged. But I got something in the mail the other day from a sponsor, and I think that's going to fix my problems. But that'll be in a different video, or maybe it'll be in this video. I don't know. We'll see. There were quite a few more cats than I thought there were. Like, quite a few more cats. There was 3 aftermarkets. These 3 right here are all aftermarkets. And then those Ford trucks, especially that big one there, is a cheap one. And then those old Cougars over there are pretty cheap. And those Subarus are kind of cheap too. But there's a few good ones in here as well. Like this Toyota and those 2 GMs right there. And then the Ford front over there. It's kind of a mix of good ones and cheap ones. So evidently I just got in a hurry and set those over there. So I'm glad nobody else got them off before I did. Yeah, that back one there, I kind of just stacked it like a pyramid just to kind of form a stable back. That way I can stack these a little bit higher beside it to where they won't fall over. Should be able to stack them 3 high, 3 there, so that'll be 9 in the second row, and then I'll just keep coming out. But we'll figure all that out next time. I guess I'll see you guys in maybe a day, maybe 2 or 3 days. I don't know. But either way, you guys are going to see me again in just a few seconds. Welcome back on this chilly morning. It was 26 degrees when I left the house this morning. I am not ready for freezing temperatures. That's okay. It's supposed to warm back up today, and then the rest of the week's supposed to be a whole lot warmer. But I'm back out here today. Kind of a situation. My loader's in the shop getting serviced, and they couldn't find one filter, and so they finally found it. It's on back order. They said it'll be here either late this afternoon or tomorrow. So because of that, the loader won't be done until either later today or tomorrow. So I may not have it back until actually Thursday. So I don't know, and that's assuming everything else goes right. So basically there's no reason for me to go to the main yard and work because there's no equipment there. I mean, I could tinker around and do a few things there, but really I think my best bet is just to keep coming out here and keep working on this until that loader's done. Well, I'm finally back at the yard. We had a bunch of stuff going on. This car here, it's kind of a shame. They literally just bought that car not long ago and paid $4,500 for it, plus taxes and all that stuff. And they only drove it for a very short amount of time, and the transmission shelled out. And they went down and priced a new transmission, and it was going to cost more than what they paid for the car. So they just said, you know what, forget this. We're just going to take a loss on it and scrap it. I think we gave $350 for it, if I remember right. I don't know what they tightened down this battery clamp with, but it's Loctited on there pretty good. So luckily I've got a tool to fix that. Kind of bad news, my battery gave up the ghost. And this is my good battery here. My other one actually ran over with the loader, and it still works better than this one. But I put it on the charger. I thought it was just dead. I put it on the charger, and it charged up, said it was full bars. I hooked it up to my Sawzall and pulled the trigger. It didn't do nothing, and now I pushed the button and nothing at all. So I'm pretty sure this battery here is toast. Well guys, I'm taking a break from what I was doing. I came out here to my place and I was going to move some stuff around, but I got a slight problem. The back tire on this loader is just about flat. We're down to 20 pounds. Normally we run 45 pounds in these things. My biggest issue is that I don't have an air compressor out here at the yard. I've got the crusher. I can just air it up with the crusher. In the past, when my tire has gone low, I've just had the guy that rents this building back here fire up his air compressor and air it up for me. Unfortunately, all of his guys are out on the road today, so I don't have any way of airing this tire up, and I need to air it up today. In the past, I would be up a creek. I'd have to pay the tire company to come out here and air my tire up for me. But that's not the case today. I've got my handy dandy Ecoflow and my portable air compressor. This is not a sponsored video. I just really like this unit, and I told you guys when I made the video about this unit that I would let you know more about it in the future, and I absolutely love this thing. I have used it and used it and used it some more since I got it. I have used this thing for so much stuff, and I've only had to charge it 3 times now. I am absolutely impressed with this thing. It has not let me down one time. It has worked flawlessly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in the air compressor, fire it up, and I'm going to see if I can get this tire aired up to a little bit more reasonable air pressure. And boom, there we go. It took about 30 minutes to go from 15 or 16 pounds, somewhere around there, all the way up to a little over 40 pounds. And we are sitting at 94% on the battery still. It was at 100% when I started. So it took about 6% of this battery to air that loader tire up. That's pretty good considering the sheer volume that's in one of these loader tires. But with this setup right here, I can grab the Ecoflow with one hand, I can grab the air compressor with the other hand, and I can just carry them to wherever I'm working. This weighs about 50 pounds, that weighs about 20 pounds. This specific model here is the Ecoflow Delta Max 2000. They do sell smaller units if you're looking for something a little bit smaller than that, if you don't need one quite that big. But I was wanting something that I could do pretty much anything I wanted to do with it. I wanted to be able to run multiple tools at once. I wanted to be able to charge multiple things at once. And then I wanted a big battery that was going to last for a long time so I didn't have to charge it all the time. Fantastic little unit. And like I say, I know it's quite the investment. That's not cheap. And so if you don't need one that big, they do sell smaller ones. But if you're looking for something that can do it all and you've been thinking about buying one, now's your chance. The reason why I say it is because from November 11th through November 29th, Ecoflow is running a Black Friday special, and all of their units are a little bit cheaper than they are usually. They're running some pretty good discounts on stuff, and so now is probably a good time to buy one if you're looking to buy one. And one question I had a lot of people ask me when I did my video about that before is, Silas, would you pay for that if they didn't send it to you? And the answer to that is absolutely I would. And actually I was going to pay for that, but I thought, you know what, I'll just email them and see what they say, and they went ahead and sent it to me. I wasn't expecting that, and I was prepared to pay full price for it. And if I had paid full price for it, I would have been completely happy with it. The link will be in the description below. I'll put 2 links there. I'll put one link directly to that unit that I use, and I'll put a link to their general website. That way if you want to check out their other models they have available in case you don't need one quite that big. Added a few more to the pile today. I didn't realize it was as late as it is. I looked at the clock and it's actually getting pretty late. I better hurry home, see what's for dinner. I was going to go through and mark the ones that had manifold converters on them, but I thought, you know, rather than just kick the bucket down the road, I'm going to go ahead and take care of it. So tomorrow if I come out here, I'll probably go ahead and get the excavator out, like that black Focus. Those are a whole lot easier to get off once the engine's out, and the engines come out of those really, really easy. So with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And good morning again, guys. We're back out here. The loader is done, but I've been making pretty good progress here, and so I'd like to spend at least one more day. Now I say that it's already 10 o'clock and I've only started the loader. My dad brought a load of stuff in, I had to unload that, and I've had a ton of people wanting this and wanting that and wanting this and wanting that, so I haven't really got much done. But I've got the rest of today. I'm going to try to get as many of these cars done as possible today, and then after that I will have to go ahead and go back to the yard tomorrow and get some stuff done there. Then on top of that, Friday is a swap meet, and Saturday I'm going to hopefully go to an auction. So whatever we get done today, that's just what we get done. There we go. I think that's about all the damage I'm going to do for now. I've still got the pile of motors, but some of these still have converters, some don't. I have to go through them, and they're all bolted on really good. I don't have any of my tools to remove those with me in this truck, so we'll worry about that all another day. This BMW, I left it over here. I've had a bunch of people wanting stuff off of it. I've had people wanting the wheels and other things, but I just don't have time to pull the wheels, run to the tire shop, have the tires taken off, bring them back, package each wheel, ship each wheel, because those there would cost a fortune to the post office, so I'd have to take those to UPS to ship them, and so that's another clear across town and standing in line and all that, and it's just not worth it to me to sell those wheels. So if somebody would come pick them up, I'd sell them for half price. I've got a few batteries here that I pulled out of the cars. I forgot to gather those up. I've got a truck bed full. I'd have to just bring it over here, set those in that. I've got this pile back here. This is all stuff that's just aluminum breakage. There's no converters on these, and what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and gather all this up, and I'm just going to stack it back here in the trees kind of by this drive shaft, and I'll make this my aluminum breakage pile. I've got this Suburban right here, this GMC. I was going to stack it in the pile, cut the converters off and stack it, but I had a guy message me today, and he wants to come out possibly Friday afternoon and get the wiring harness out of it. So I just held off on it for now. If he doesn't show up, I'll go ahead and knock it in the head later. I'm actually really shocked of how little room these things take up. I actually was able to get more into this little area than what I thought I was going to. Believe it or not, there are over 50 cars in this stack right here. I kind of did a quick count just now, and I think there's 51 cars in this pile right here. So pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Now before I leave, I've got to gather all these up. There's actually way more converters than what I thought there were. There's this pile here, and then I've got this pile here, and all together I counted them up, and I think there's 61 converters, not counting the ones that are on engine still, that I pulled off in the last few days. So way more. I was expecting maybe 10 or 15, probably 15 at the most. But evidently I just never processed any of these cars. I thought I had, but I had not. I know for a fact all the cars back in there have been processed already. The only ones that I think still have converters is this silver car, and then the two cars next to it over here, because they're all manifold cats. But yeah, this whole area back here, this is going to be perfect, especially once I get these motors going over here. I've got that old truck over there as well. I just got to pull the cab off of that, the cab and front clip, and then also the motor. Once I get all that done though, get all this open, I'll be able to line up a bunch, and I mean a bunch of old cars over here. I'm just going to keep a little path right in front of those little West Coasters open, a driveway, so I can get in there and get back into this area, because I'm going to be stacking that clear full of stuff from a factory cleanup anyway, so that whole area will be packed. So I can start cars all the way over about where that white Ford is and line them up all the way out to the road and this whole area, kind of where this grass is. And I want to kind of keep that area open over there. That way I can put junk cars over there. And then I want to have a road that goes through here, and then a road that goes through that direction and kind of wraps around that way. So I'll be able to get quite a few in here. I'm really looking forward to that. We've got all those cars that we took out of the yard so we could tear that building down. I've got all those. I think there's 25 of those cars there, and then I've got a few more cars inside the yard still that are in the way, so probably another 5 or 6. So there's 30 some cars right there. And then we have another place that has some old cars that we bought a long time ago that we just never got out of there. And by a long time ago, I mean like 10, maybe 15 years ago. And they're all still sitting there. Now all the radiators have been stolen and that sort of stuff. And I guess that's our fault for letting them sit. But I think there's 20 cars there, but some of them are just junk. So there's 10 to 15 old cars there that we'll probably go ahead and hang on to. So this area right here will give us enough room for both of those groups of cars. And then also I have a little bit more room in case I buy something else. I'm going to an auction this weekend. I don't know what I'll buy there, so maybe some more stuff there. But it's getting late and I've got to get these converters gathered up still, so I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what your favorite part of the video was. I think my personal favorite part was the slow-mo of knocking out that window out of that Mustang. That was pretty cool. I was watching that back, but honestly I haven't reviewed the rest of the footage yet, so maybe there's something else cooler, but that to me was really cool. Anyway, as always, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day, and remember to get out there, find an adventure. We'll see you next time.